Hello, 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 everyone. As you can see, I'm alone. Chris is traveling back home from up north. So I decided to do a recap of what Mr. Mafara said yesterday. And so I went through and all the notes that I have gathered. And we're going to do that today instead. So let me put the chat up here so I can see everybody. Good morning, everybody. Or good afternoon, depends. I see Narelle. It's midnight there, or late, about midnight, right? Anyway, let me get started. Mr. Mufara came on yesterday. I'm really stoked that he showed up because I know he's super, super busy putting out fires and building, putting out fires and building. Um, and he's in the beginning, he said, almost at the very beginning, he said, you cannot destroy a dream. The business of so many people and think you're going to get away with it. It's naive thinking. There are people in the company, their employees, their founders, affiliates, customers that directly got impacted by whatever happened. And we'll hear about everything eventually when Mr. Mafara can break it down. I truthfully don't need to hear it. I know it was bad. Uh, I'm really stoked that he saw it earlier and started building on working on something else. So anyway, they will probably not get away with it, but which we know that the message is not for them because it doesn't matter what they think. This message is for you to know that it doesn't mean we just give up. 5 or 6 years involved for some of us, anywhere from 2 to 6 years. Uh, and many, many, many of us didn't sway, didn't go anywhere. We stayed right the course. And yeah, you can't possibly think you're going to come in and steal people's dreams. And the tens of millions, the hundreds of millions in different currencies that are gone, as far as we know. We don't know all the details, but it's painful. I don't have to know the details to look at Mr. Mafara and see that he's been definitely abused and bad things happen. And it bothers me. Would bother me if anybody in our family in Onpassive had happened, but especially Mr. Mafara, who from the very beginning just wanted to build a business for complete strangers. Nobody would do that. How how could we not be behind him? So many people to think they will get away with. We have to set a good example for humanity and for the children. We have to let them know that you can't do bad things and get away with it. Now, as Mr. Mafara said, he said he won't change. We're not going back, he said. We have to keep doing our job. He said, I won't change who I am. Thank God. Now, obviously, he said, I won't change, but we need to be more careful and cautious. But as I said, we're not just a beacon of hope for humanity moving forward into the future. Love is the basis of our operation. We know that. We've talked about that for the 5.5 years or more than I've been here. The love one for another and for the company is, I've never seen it before. And you don't want to mess with that. You can try, but you're not going to like the outcome. We will remain human. We're not going to change because of someone's wrongdoing, he said. It's who we are. There's a saying, if you fail to lift up someone, let's say help them rise to your level, you're ahead of them, and at least don't let them succeed to drag you down. Lift people above yourself, but if there are those few individuals that want to drag you down, let them go. And whatever you do, don't think you can change them. I don't even try. It's a waste of time and energy. They want to be negative. I don't know why. I don't know why they want to go out and bash something. Oh, you guys are a flash in the pan. You'll be gone. I've heard that for 5.5 years. We're still here. We're still marching ahead, no matter what is done to us, whatever's done to Mr. Mupara. And I love that he said, we're not going backwards, we're going ahead. We need to be careful. He said, of course. So we will always have that in our hearts. We will remain human. We're not going to change because of some wrongdoing. Uh, don't let people drag you down in the mud or being average. We're not average. None of you are average. Average would give up. They would give up. It's easier to give up. But let's remember what we were shooting for the very first meetings we were ever in when you did Julie and Milo and we talked about what our goals were, what we'd love to do in life. I'm not letting that go. Not for a couple bad apples or whatever happened. And like you said, it's bitter. It's one of the worst times of our journey. But like many other things we sustain, it will add to the sweetness of the victory. When we get there and we're at the summit, it's gonna feel a lot better after going through these things. Of course, none of us went through it like Mr. Mupara did, but it impacted all of us. Obviously, things got paused for at least 2 months. Anyway, like I said, the harder and tougher the battle, sweeter the victory. That's what Ash said. He said he wants to get back to business. I want you all to know, well, I will update you on all the changes that have happened on the corporate level, but I won't be able to do it today. And there's reasons why. Use your common sense. Certain things you can't say until you can say it. I want to let you know that there has been some big changes that are necessary, but we want to move on to the next phase of Onpassive. Before we move on to the next phase, we are working hard to reopen Onpassive. I think that's fantastic. I think it's fantastic. On June 24th, our servers were shut down. Okay, that's when that happened. And it was by design, Mr. Mipara said. You will soon know who was responsible for that. It was a mess. But we have been working very hard to recover from that. We've been in this bad situation for almost 2 months, but that's about to change. We were able to run 3 different scenarios, A, B, and C, and list them in the order of the ideas that could happen. A being the most probable one that's going to happen, and then B less likely, and C even less likely. That's the order that Ash wants them to happen. So most likely outcome is scenario A, which will be recover and reopen as we were 2 months ago, possibly within days or by the end of the month. It's already the 22nd, so it's not that far away, and that would be cool. That's the most hopeful, he said. And the most likely outcome. We'll do everything we can to make that happen. If it doesn't work, we have scenario B, and that could happen by the end of next month, but still within 30 days, right? The end of next month, about 30 days. And then the worst case scenario would be plan C, which will happen in 3 months. Getting back to where we are, and the minute that we're back, the minute we get back in, whether it's A, B, or C, we're going to announce the next phase of Onpassive. That's that's going to be cool. I can't wait. And that is going to thrill you all. It's going to thrill you all. The next phase of Onpassive is where we're supposed to be a couple years ago. It will ignite the community. It will ignite all of us once again. Enable that buzz that we enjoy having it because thing to live for. I am living it as you can tell. I'm always fired up. Ash is fired up because people say, as bad as it is, why does he look so positive? Because he can see the next phase. He knows what it is. And I'm glad. And he is fired up. When you would think anybody else would be wanting to hide in a cave somewhere as much as he was beat up. I'm always fired up because that I know you don't know the details. So you are stuck with where we are now. With your support, we'll be able to see that. We'll be able to see what I'm talking about. And then when we have the pizzazz, he said, to rock the boat again. I believe it's going to be a beautiful year. I believe it's going to be a beautiful year, he said. To sum it up, we have A, B, and C. We have about a week to 4 weeks, another month, or 3 months, in the worst case. If you only focus on the details, you won't be happy. What you should focus on right now is that we are coming back. That's simple. We are coming back. With all the smoke and fire, and you can't hardly see, through that smoke and fire walked out Mr. Mupara. He didn't go anywhere. That makes me proud to be here. It makes me proud of him. Coming back, it will be crystal clear. We move forward, whether it is a month from now, a week, or 3 months. Prepare to go to the next phase. This is a beautiful stage in our journey, the most beautiful and promising of all. Right now, this is exactly what we've been working hard from day one. Those blockers will be removed, eliminated. Let God deal with them. To be in charge, tell you proper time. He said, I'll be able to tell you proper timelines. It won't be this is going to happen here and it doesn't happen. We're going to be more clear about the direction. I'm telling you, it will explode because what we have and what we have prepared for you, that's pretty powerful. And that's pretty much how he summed it up. But I want to say all the things I've done with Mike Ellis and Dan, and even before I met them, what I was looking for was Onpassive. I didn't know it. I was very naive. I thought you get in, you work hard online, and if you happen to get ahead, you show other people what you know. And the same would happen to you. That's not the way it was. The way it was is the talk was there, the promises were there, but they were fake. They weren't real. I don't think everybody meant it when they said it, but either way, so many people are beat down, humiliated because they believe so hard in the promise. They go and ask their friends and family to join, and some do, not all, but some do. And then now when the company doesn't deliver, or you find out that you do need special skills to get it done, now not only are you betrayed, but your friends and family feel like you betrayed them, even though you didn't. You did it with all good intent. There's nothing like Onpassive. I know some people are fishing in other ponds, but don't you think 20 years online, I know a lot of people, I know a lot of businesses. I'm introduced to everyone you guys are in. Some of you are in. They don't work. They're not going to work. The newest one out, I'm not going to mention names, you guys know what it is. I can get that script tomorrow, and myself, Mike, and Dan can drive thousands of people through it and get your data and sell it, or charge you $5 and make a few $1,000 and walk away. I hate to see it happen. It sounds good, but just think about what it is. Go to the page, right click, go to the source page. If everything about the page can fit on one page, you can also see where they got the domain. Most of the time, if they might have hidden who they are, but you'll find out where they're from. Listen, I'm not saying everybody intends to do that. Look at Amway. It got a pretty nasty name. They made jokes out of it, but it's still going. And some people made money, a lot of money. But the design is, that's where you get the pyramid thing where everybody works hard for a few people at the top. It's the same as regular business. I mean, I worked 60 hours a week. The president of my company could go and buy a multi-million-dollar home and travel around the world. But that's life. But non-passive, that's not life. We could all do well. And like I said, no matter how well I do, if I by chance myself, Mike, and Dan find something that works a little better, maybe we'll share it, because this is only a testing ground where we are now, right? We're not here forever. We're leasing our life, right? We're here for maybe 80 years if we're lucky, 90, we're really lucky. And then we're leaving. So I think it's more important what you do for people than how much you can pile in your bank. I don't want to worry about money. I want to be able to get something if it breaks down. I want to be able to help people if I see them, they need help. That's the money I want. I want rainy day money every day. And I think that's possible with Onpassive. And I think it's possible for everybody in Onpassive to make money. How successful? Another thing, start going. If you're there and you're shy and you don't want to talk, go talk to people that were shy, introverts, and look at them now. Go look at them now. They weren't big speakers. They wouldn't go on in front of 5 people, much less 1,000. And I met hundreds of people that were shy and quiet. Onpassive is a playground for adults. It lets you reestablish yourself. It lets you be you and have a voice, because you do have something to say. If you go through life saying it doesn't matter what I say, what a waste. What a waste. There's some people that are bold and outspoken and dumb as a rock. You know it. You've met them. But I give them credit. They spoke. They stood up. All of you need to come out and stand up and say something. Go to Come With Us. on every day. We're doing Shine the Light. That won't happen every day after we get running, but we'll still do it. You've got Red Redford, the chair. Go with him. He does a conversation. You all know Red. You know Chris and me. Go to Julie. She's having a conversation. She's doing the same thing. Go, um, uh, Marcianne. She's doing it in French twice a week, Tuesday and Thursday. Marcianne's one of the ones I'm going to tell you about. She was quiet. I don't think she would talk to big crowds. Just lived her life quietly, and look at her now. We call her the dancing queen. You make a couple beats and she's dancing. But no, I mean everybody here. Um, you have heroes on Sunday, 2 o'clock, every Sunday. They're shining the light. They're spotlighting people, maybe a couple every week. You've got heroes. I mean, OTEC Pros, bi-weekly on Saturday. They shine the light or spotlight, whatever you want to call it. I I believe in Ash always celebrated value. He offers value above market value. The most valuable thing, though, is you. Technology is going to get better and better and better. Look how much it's expanded in the 5.5 years I've been here. The company I'm in now, Onpassive that I'm in now, it wouldn't have existed in 2019. The technology wasn't there yet. Ash is working with stuff that didn't exist 5.5 years ago, didn't exist. And he surrounded himself with people, I guess, whatever, we'll get the details. But it seems like he's talking with people that know technology. And they're not just staying today, they're moving forward. And that's how Ash thinks. He's a forward thinker. And we get to grab a hold of his coattails and take the ride of a lifetime. But whatever you do, if you're out there and you feel like you're alone, you shouldn't. You got Narelle. Narelle's doing on the other side of the world, and there's a lot of people on that side of the world that don't have anywhere to go. Go find Narelle Warcon. She spent the last same amount of time as me, maybe even more, I don't know, and she lifts people up. And she understands people really well because she's had really bad times. But what did she do? It's not when you fall, it's getting up. But everybody here, I see names going by now. Patricia Parent, ABBA. ABBA's one of the strongest women. So is Pat Parent. Some of the women on Passive are astonishing to me. Very strong from other countries where women aren't really treated, as much as an equal. But they're some of the toughest people I've ever met. So there's somebody you could find. We do trivia every night. Do we know all the answers? No. Who cares? But we're together. We have fun. We fight. We cry. Sometimes it gets PG. The women are nasty. I just want to say it. Not us. We try to be clean. I'm just kidding. It's all in fun. I just do that because I want the women to get all upset. Julie Pierre, she does something every Wednesday, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock. She's from St. Lucia. There's another one. Every week, just reach out to someone and say, hey, I want to be involved in something. Myra Aquino. Myra might have an accent and broken English. She's one of the smartest ladies I've ever met. We play trivia and she knows stuff. I don't know how she knows it. So you can overcome. You can overcome. Dave Switzer, real quiet, never really talked. Now he does lives almost every day. You know why? Onpassive is the safe zone. It's the zone of hope. It's the zone where everybody has a right to say something and be something. We are going to be our own economy. You can't rely on government, nor do I want to. Nor do I want to. Casey Zevenbergen, quiet. I never, for months, year maybe, I'd see his name, but I never knew who he was. He's in trivia every night, and he answers questions that most of us don't know at all. Now, Eric's the king. Eric Kessler's the king, no doubt. And he's got a missile freaking button. I mean, I think it's on a supercharger. It beats me every time I click it. But no, it's all for fun, though. Judy Miller, amazing lady. Amazing. I'm really blown away. Delisa Christie. You can go on and on and on and on. And every minute I'm thinking of somebody new. Take advantage of this. You're not going to get something like this ever again. When they say something like this comes up once in a lifetime, no, most of the time something like this does not come up in once in a lifetime. It's as rare as the light bulb. Nobody ever has set up a business where everyone can win. Everyone can win. And everyone. I mean, we have a small few that want to rock the boat and they don't want to go with the flow and they're kind of negative, but most of it they're just afraid. But when you have faith, which is very valuable to have, I don't get up in the morning and worry about what might happen. I have no control over that. If I did that, I'd shoot myself. I mean, there's been years that the money I make and the money I pay out doesn't add up. But yet I make it every month. I make it. We just make it. The pace. I don't want to get a calculator and go, okay, I have these bills and this is what I owe. I got three grandchildren. They're not here right now, so I can say, but they need special thanks. They need to talk with people. They've gone through a lot of crap. We might even be getting another grandchild. Now, do I go, okay, each grandchild costs blank, blank, blank? No. We're going to put them in foster. No, you're not. They can come here. Yeah, but I'm not going to think about that. They're coming here. We'll take care of them. Their family. Doesn't matter. But I can afford it. I can't afford just me. But God gets us through every time. Every time. And I'm around a bunch of people that are love driven. I know I've never heard that before, but yeah, they're love driven. Their drive is caring for other people. So I didn't mean to get on here and preach, but Chris isn't here, so I can do what I want. Pray for Chris too. He's going through a lot. You guys wouldn't know because he's always cheery, but he's going through a lot. Robin, you know. The one thing knowing a lot of people is you hear a lot of bad news too. But I'll tell you what, in the last few years, some of the people that, when you get 500,000 people praying for you, it's heard in heaven, okay? It's heard. Pretty hard to ignore. I'm making a joke. But seriously, I've seen miracles happen. No doubt about it. I've seen it right here, asking people to pray, and the next day something's gone. So anyway, be ready. Ash is going to come out eventually and say what the marching orders are. He never tells us what we have to do. He says, this is what we can do. But I'm going to tell you something. trust me enough. Whatever I'm doing is also good for you. I wouldn't do it. If I was worried about just me, I would have jumped on another. I would have bought a script and made a few grand so I wasn't drowning. But I didn't, and I won't. I'm in it with all of you. We're all together. So love y'all. I mean that. And let's stick with us. I'm standing tall through it all with Mr. Ashmifara. He's a brother. He's like a family member to me. Yes, we do talk a lot, but a lot of times it's not about Onpassive. I don't ask for special things. I don't look for special things. I want you to have what I have. Did I work hard in Onpassive? Yes. Why? Because I'm fortunate enough to see what we have. So it'll never happen to me again. It took me 20 years to find Onpassive. 20. The worst thing is I didn't even know this is what I was looking for until I got here. But anyway, love you all. Stick together. If we have an argument or we have a disagreement, the best thing you can do is say, I'm sorry and I forgive you. Whatever. It's hard to do, but I've done it. I've said things to people when I shoot my mouth off and I try to go back and say, I'm sorry. That's not me. I don't want to be that way. If Ash can go through what he's going through, and we don't know the details, what I'm going through is nothing when it comes to business. But don't be alone. Don't sit out there by yourself. You might have had somebody bring you in that just doesn't care as much as you do. Then you feel like, I don't know anybody. I don't know where to go. Don't do that. Find somebody. Somebody knows somebody who knows somebody, and they'll come help you. I don't have an accent. That's what Myra just said. No, you don't, Myra. I was wrong. Anyway, I'm gonna stop here because I'm babbling. Red will be on at 11, and like I said, I did an update because Chris couldn't be here. We'll go back to shining the light tomorrow. John Barola, we're gonna want to do you, man. If you send your info to Chris, if you don't mind. And I see a lot of names I've never met. I'd love to meet you. Best way to do that is come on with us. If you feel more comfortable with Red, go to Red. You feel more comfortable, go with Julie. It doesn't matter to me. But whatever you do, find somebody. And if you want to just have fun, come to trivia at 9:30 every night. We all need help. Lori Lund, hello. Anyway, I'll see you all. And thank you very much, everybody. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's stay with Ash. Lift someone up above yourself. Bye.